There we are. We are live.
All right. Howdy, howdy. Is it actually showing up on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Okay. Howdy. Welcome to the stream slash podcast. It's going to be a bunch of kind of just more casual talk about some of our future projects. I have with me the person who's actually recording this, Isaac, otherwise Isaac the Blue Fox, and Explorer. He will be down in the description. Both of them, of course. Uh,
Yes.
and if you can't check the description, of course, they'll probably have comments below too, where you can check out their channels. Nuka, otherwise Explorer, what do you have planned for your channel?
We should probably address that. This will probably be maybe one of many episodes of our future projects. Before.
Oh yeah, I'm going to talk a lot specifically about the Remnants later on because that is a giant fan game project. But
Yes.
yeah, that we can go into that later. I want that to be more of an afterthoughts. So, Nuka, what sort of plans you got for your channel?
So, like, you know how everyone's already heard about, like, Mothman and Loch Ness Monster, Sasquatch, all those? I have yet to meet a single person who's heard of, well, one, the Kentucky Goblins, obviously. I've been talking about them a lot.
Yeah.
And, or even things like the Mopping Quarry, Kelly Mbembe. That the one time a gargoyle terrorized a NASA outpost and shot lasers out of its face. How's come nobody talks about that?
That is interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, now that he mentions it, it is very interesting, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for most obscure cryptids from basically across the globe and covering them and maybe talking about possible biology for them, because, like, I'm not a cryptozoologist, but it could be fun.
I think if I could suggest something for your future in the channel, maybe if you run out of cryptids someday in the future, because there's only so many.
Yeah, there's only so many.
Perhaps you could do more of like a thing where you cover some of your own uh, custom created either cryptids or just worlds, stuff like that. You could probably talk about. That'd be interesting.
But I mean, I doubt that I'm ever going to get to a place where I run out of cryptids, because I mean, if I ever do, I could always fall back on haunted locations and stuff like that. I mean, Skinwalker Ranch, I could probably make an entire month's worth of videos out of that alone.
Yeah.
Not to mention that if you even run out of that, then you could probably just cover some really bad creepypastas.
Really bad creepypasta.
If I get to a point where I run out of haunted places and cryptids, I doubt I'm going to get to that point before the heat death of the universe.
In any case, if you do somehow, you could still fall back onto like some really bad creepypasta stories.
True that.
So, any other ideas for your future for the either channel or other projects of yours?
I don't think chat caught
that. That's anytime soon.
Nothing anytime soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
In that case, Isaac, it is your turn.
Yay me. So fun. Hello those who
So
watch
what
my
sort of
streams
projects
on
you got in mind?
I'm
Not to
saying to my my Twitch audience that those who are in Discord. I will not promote my own Discord in this. It's only on my Twitch channel. You can already guess what my name is. We've already hit.
It's the same as here.
Yeah, we've officially hit 200 followers on Twitch, which is very, very. To me, it's very accomplishing because I never thought I would like get far in Twitch, even as like a small streamer. You know, thanks to my community and those who support me in the in the slightest. I want to say because everybody knows how bad the FNF community has become. I want to say thank you to those who do support me. I appreciate that very much. But as of what I want to do for my future, I think for me, mostly want to go. I don't want to go big, as like all these big streamers. I mainly want to like do other stuff, like maybe aside from doing like a bunch of gaming stuff, want to do more outdoorsy kind of things. Like
Kind of vlogs.
yeah, like some like kind of like vlogging, yeah. But
Yeah.
I presume it'll be much more tolerable than a lot of the mainstream vlogs they can see around on YouTube today.
True. I'm not really a big uploader person in like when it comes to videos, but in
You
streaming,
don't upload every day.
Yeah. But in mainly I don't do like videoing, like I don't do like a bunch of like recording sessions. I mainly do like a bunch of live streams, like to do stuff in real time.
In all fairness, last time I made a video on this channel was like a year ago, 2 years ago, so can't really say too much.
True.
What about that one I uploaded like next week?
Yeah. Okay. The video that I did of the drawing, I count that as like not really a video. That was more of just a speed paint thing or whatever. Not speed paint, but more like speed draw, whatever. You get my point.
It was an IBS.
It was taken from it's taken from an IBIS thing. I was drawing an IBIS Paint X, free version, of course. I just took the time lapse video and just uploaded that to YouTube, combining it with some music. That's all I did. I don't count that as a video. It's very low quality, low effort.
Yeah. It's still something.
So
it's still something.
Yeah, first actual video in years. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I guess that would probably be this, although this is more of a stream. But anyway,
Yeah.
enough about me. We're talking about you.
It was about me. Yeah. As of what I want to do for future, aside from like vlogging stuff, a lot of my audience knows me from Twitch because I started from there with just like a short follower account. I really didn't care about the numbers at the time, but I guess for me now, I kind of want to start moving to more bigger platforms like YouTube. I've already made a poll in Discord in my own server and also on Twitter, whether I should do more YouTube stuff, like move aside from Twitch and move to something bigger, or maybe try doing like Kick. I heard Kick is doing like very, very successful for what it is at the moment.
Which I believe you might need to specify which Kick you're talking about because there are multiple sites called Kick as well.
The Kick streaming, the one we heard about XQC, the contract.
Yep. Which I'll probably link the Kick down below if he does make it anytime soon.
Yeah. As of projects, I'm mainly working on something that I hope that to increase viewers. Because to be honest, I want to be, like I said, I don't want to be like a big streamer. Like no, I would rather be like a small streamer for like people who are like, oh, who's that? Like I don't know who that is. Like less known.
More of a moderate, humble streamer.
Yeah, like less known, but also known by many. Does that make sense?
As in, you don't want to be a giant streamer, giant YouTuber. You just want to be kind of like well enough known.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna have people coming to you in the streets being like, "Oh my God, it's Isaac! Oh my God,
Yeah.
please sign this."
Like I'm not really too good with crowds. I'm not really a big fan of crowds.
I don't think any of us here are.
I'm more like stuck to small crowds and maybe like a small friend group, and that's like all I can handle. Like this is like a small friend group and it's just like small crowds, kind of like a group project, like project of 8. That makes sense. Like small people, not big people.
Yeah, more stuff you can actually handle.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I am working on something. It's private. I don't really want to talk too much about it, but I will say it's something
You got a project in works?
Yes, I have a project in the works. It's currently being developed just by me and possibly depending on if he is available. I won't say who. But yes, mainly mainly me. Yeah. Let's just say this will go out with a bang. And a good kind, not the bad kind.
I don't know if that phrase really works in the way you want it to, Isaac.
Maybe not, but we'll see. I mean, in my brain it makes sense, but maybe saying it out loud, it's like better on paper.
We could probably just re-explain in future in another podcast because we do have others planned.
Yeah. I think that's all.
But
I
in
got
any
for
case,
now.
You got any other project ideas? Any other things to go over?
Currently, no. Other than just this one I have in the works. That's about it.
All right. So now it is my turn.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got plenty of things to discuss. Of course, for the first one, I want to discuss the future of my YouTube channel. I have quite a few ideas for the direction I want this YouTube channel. Of course, I don't fully know what I want to do definitively. I will be changing it up a lot. I will be doing a lot of things. I will discover what sort of niche I fall into. What sort of what's the term? What sort of content I'm going to have the most fun making, which will also net a good amount of views. Because I mean, it's not about just the views, but
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it just for the views. I would appreciate it for generally just the content making.
Mhm.
But no YouTuber can say that they don't do it at all for the views because,
views
it's
for doing
rewarding
it.
to actually, it's rewarding to see that people are actually paying attention to stuff that you make. For me, a good few examples of this would be whenever I do have these actually out of works and stuff, I will be posting little announcements for a few of my future projects, which of them I have planned some novels I'm going to be writing, which I am working on the manuscripts.
Right.
For those that don't know, what the manuscript is basically this edition that is what's going to become the book after it's sent to the publisher. It has to be looked over. It has to be edited many times, or maybe just a few times if you're lucky. And it has to be in the format that the publisher decides. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to see if I can have the manuscripts actually published as books. That will be the novels. I'll announce those. And in addition to that, I also have planned some game projects. Not just talking about fan games, I also have actual original content games, which I will only talk about one of them, but I have one that is going to be called Insomnia. And it's not going to be too big of a game, but it will be moderately sized. It's going to be inspired by One Shot, but also maybe hints of some other games like Off, Amori, games like that. It's going to be a bit more pixely, which I have had some help by Nuka or Explorer with some concepts. He ended up helping me come up with a general theme for the game. So, yeah.
It's a good thing too.
I'm going to be looking for, of course, some people to help me with the OST. Going to be looking for people to help me with the pixel art and yada yada. I'm just going to be directing the game. I'm just the ideas guy, the game director. Which I will also be learning how to code myself. So that's not going to be too much of an issue. Just for this first project, I'm going to see how well I can kind of handle directing while I'm also on the side learning to code so I can actually help code the actual games and stuff.
You want to be part of the development. I mean, you are part of the development. You're the director.
I want to be more involved in the development directly.
I mean,
Which that would be nice.
That's one way to put it.
Especially whenever it comes down to one of my final projects that I'm going to be working on in the far future. I do have plenty of ideas for it. As you'd probably expect for someone that has to be the ideas guy. I've got plenty of ideas. I just got to wait. It's going to be far off in the future for that one. Don't need to talk about that now. It's going to come way later than Insomnia will. Insomnia, I just need to have everything put together.
Mm-hmm.
It will probably come out, if I had to guess, in like half a decade. I'll publish something on Steam. It'll be fun.
Hopefully.
I'm going to go through a lot of concepts. I'm going to go through a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure with how short it is, it's just going to be 5 years. It might take a little bit longer, maybe. Depends.
Yeah, it depends.
But that's just talking about the original content games. I do also have some fan games in the work, as I said earlier. I have this fan game I've talked about through a couple other streams with Isaac. I believe they're still over on his channel, so you could probably just go check them out.
I do plan to stream more on YouTube. I hope people allow that.
Yeah, and basically, what this FNAF fan game is, The Remnants, it has more to do with Fredbear's, but with an original content spin to it, sort of. I have my own characters I kind of like inserted into that universe, and I've changed it up to sort of not focus too much on the actual original narrative of what happened at Fredbear's, what happened at Freddy's, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
There are these whole brand new characters that will go through these brand new experiences. Yeah. It's going to be a giant multitude of things you can do. It's going to be Unreal Engine 4, so it's not sit and survive.
Right.
A lot of things to explore, a lot of things to find. I'll hide a lot of secrets, a lot of Easter eggs. There's going to be a lot of references. And if it comes down to it, sometime in the future, if I can actually do it, I will also end up adding a multiplayer mode, similar to Case Animatronics. Which Case Animatronics, Joy of Creation, and a couple other fan games were an inspiration for this. Although I did initially have the idea to make a fan game since 2015, when I more or less first became really involved in FNAF. I've been closely following Five Nights at Freddy's for a long time.
That goes for everybody else who have been a part of the franchise. To those who want to know more about the storyline and a bunch of stuff that happened ever since the first game. Those who want to, I want to say, learn more about it. Yeah.
I will say, though, The Remnants is more disconnected from the original FNAF lore because I want to tell my own stories through it. That's not to say it's all just going to be my character stories, because there will be other characters of, my various friends and various other people working on the game with me. They will all have some sort of influence, some sort of characters that are going to be in the game. It's not going to clutter up the game, I can assure everyone of that, because I have ideas. There's going to be plenty of space for all these new characters. And if there's not, then I already have a sequel planned. And if it'll just take some time, because I will be able to do all of this. It'll take time. I do have the money. It just takes time. A lot of patience.
Can I ask the question for all the people who may or may not be watching as of now? Will Freddy Fruber, the perpetrator of the Bite of 69, be included?
Well, no, Freddy Fazbear is not going to... Oh, you probably mean Fredbear, don't you? Yeah, no, Freddy Fazbear is not going to be in the game, but Fredbear is, because, this takes place at Fredbear's. To kind of give a little bit of a plot synopsis, the main character, the main character of this, I believe, is going to be... I believe her name was Hazel, but I'll have to look back through the through some of the concepts and stuff to find that again, because we've run through a lot of concepts. We've changed this fan game up a lot since the initial first idea for it. Which the
Right.
first ever idea for this, not to go off topic, I just want to mention this really quick, but the first ever idea for this was going to be a museum game. You'd be going through all these exhibits and having to like fend off from like these animatronics that looked like they came out of one of King Carter's games. Was it King Carter? No, I'm thinking of another guy.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
thinking of you're thinking of somebody else.
Jelly Liam. Jelly
Yeah.
Liam.
Jelly Liam.
Yeah, I was thinking of him. His Fangame series, I think it was Final Nights. The second one, or was it the third one? One of those two. The one that had you go, in the house and stuff, and there's like the burnt animatronics you got to fend yourself, fend off against and stuff.
Yeah.
It was going to be kind of like that, except more museum based. That's what the initial idea was.
Right.
Would there
But,
be a giant T-Rex skeleton?
I will say one of the animatronic antagonists is going to be sort of like a mix between Mangle and Ennard, but in a different way. Progressively throughout the game, they're going to be built up, and it's going to be very terrifying whenever you do see them in some cutscenes. Which, yeah, there's going to be cutscenes. I'm not going to make them too long. I'm not going to take away player control too much. They're going to be there for a reason. It'll be for effect, and not every major part of the story is going to be cutscenes. There will be a lot of, just the player doing what they want to do. And there will be plenty of endings to go along with it, too.
What about like
know how much-
will there be like multiple endings though? Like, like a good, bad,
Yeah, as
neutral ending.
As I've said, there will be multiple endings, too, so that goes along with that.
Okay.
There is going to be a lot of player choice, a lot of there's going to be a lot of like impact for what you decide to do, what sort of routes you decide to go. Because when the game starts, you play as this girl who was at Fredbear's back when it was first open and stuff.
Mhm.
Before the bites, before whatever else. She was there. She remembered seeing a lot of creepy stuff. She hasn't been back to New Harmony in a long time, which New Harmony, if there's anybody who hasn't read the books, is the fictional location of Fredbear's. It's also located in the same state as Hurricane, which is a location for Freddy Fazbear's.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the location.
Hurricane, Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So New Harmony is in Utah, but she returns later when she's an adult. This Fredbear's location has been shut down. It's been built over, kind of like how Freddy's was in Silver Eyes. You go in to try to figure out some stuff of your past, and also some stuff to do with the missing children's incidents. Try to finally figure that out yourself, having heard about it like basically all your life. And you don't do it alone. You do it with one of your friends. And this friend character I'll talk more about probably in like the next podcast if I can get another friend in, because it's not my character to talk about.
Right. That would be
But
technically stealing, wouldn't it?
well, no, it's not like I'm stealing per se, because this character, I've been given permission to add her into the game. It's just I don't want to talk about a character that's not mine, because I might say some stuff about the character that is not actually what the character is. It's going to be inaccurate if I do it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, just to go back on topic. So you're going to be going in there to try to solve some of the missing children's cases and to figure out some of the mysterious parts of your past and yada yada. Everything else will be found out through actually playing the fan game in the future. I will say, as I've said already, there are multiple endings. I do plan on hopefully doing a multiplayer mode. If it doesn't come right away, then it'll come in the future after that. It'll take some time, a lot of patience. And there will be a lot of secrets to find. There will be some, hidden audio tapes, some hidden mini games, hidden yada yada. You'll find a lot. And I will say, there will be actual dialogue in the game, of course. which can affect the endings. Because as I've said, there's multiple endings. There's many endings, and you're not just in there alone. You're in there with a friend.
Right.
But I will say, there is plenty more than just your friend to talk to. Also, maybe I may or may not have taken some inspiration from Alien Isolation. So if you know what that game's like, maybe be a bit wary.
Only 2012 or 10 kids will know what game that is.
Oh no, it's very popular. It's very, very, very popular. I'm pretty
Alien
sure everyone would.
Isolation is almost, I want to say almost a decade old now.
Yeah, but despite how old it was, I'm pretty sure everyone would probably understand the reference of like why I would be saying to be wary. Because one of the main things of that game was, of course, you had to avoid the little vents, which you can guess in this fan game. There's going to be plenty of vents. I'm not going to say who comes out of them, but I will say there's plenty of animatronics to hide against. There's going to be a lot of puzzles to solve. It's not just going to be fetch quests, although I can't guarantee that there won't be any. It's not going to be all fetch quests. There will be actually some fun stuff to do, some puzzles to be a bit challenging, some various other things to do. Plus, the map's going to be segmented into sort of like sections, which you will be able to go back and forth, but you won't be able to actually exit until the end of the game.
Oh, so
Oh,
like you
also,
can't like alt
this
F4 or
Fredbear's?
force quit.
Well, no, you can force quit, but what I mean is you're not going to actually be able to get to see the outside world in the game until at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Which that would depend on which ending you get, of course, because you might get an ending where you don't get out.
The bad ending.
Well, there's plenty of bad endings, plenty of good endings, and some ambiguous endings.
But technically a bad ending.
I would say there's quite a few endings where you probably wouldn't get out. It would depend on your actions, some stuff that you say, yada yada. If I had to say what my favorite part of this development so far is, not talking about just like some other aspects, just talking about characters, I enjoy the ideas I have for the Shadow characters, Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy, because in this universe, in this alternate universe of mine, which I say mine, but it's not like fully just mine. It's everyone's helped shape this. Just saying mine for simplicity's sake. Whenever I'm trying to explain this, but the Shadow animatronics in this universe are former Springlock suit entertainers, people that would wear the Springlock suits at Fredbear's, who ended up dying in the suits. They never got any justice, and their cases need to be resolved as well. So they will interact with the player. But I will say one thing to keep caution of is that there will be a sanity meter. Stare long enough into the abyss stares back at you.
Okay.
Probably means a bit different of a thing than I mean, because I mean it more literally, of course.
Okay, so kind of like an amnesia kind of thing with the whole sanity, like the brain. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like
I will just say it's probably a better idea to stay in the light.
Okay, so it plays out almost like that, technically.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say it's going to be very fun.
I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Like, once the development. Oh God. Huh? I didn't get any of that.
One thing I do want to say.
Oh.
Could you say that a bit louder for me?
I said sanity, insanity, it's all the same.
Well, not so much in this game, because if you lose your sanity in this game, then you're gonna die.
Instead of like hallucinations, instead of like low sanity with hallucinations, you'll just possibly die when you hit 0.
Well, I won't say that there won't be any hallucinations, but I will say if it hits 0 sanity, then you will die.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
How
which the way that
there-
you regain sanity
Okay,
is
yeah, I
you
was gonna
have to
get
stay
that.
in the light.
Okay, will there be anything alternative to regain sanity if there is a section of the game that will have no light? Like,
Well, yeah, I
anything?
will figure out a way. But I will say I'm not going to be doing the stereotypical thing to do in games like that, where it's just pills, because sanity pills don't make too much sense to me. Especially if it's like
Maybe like a totem or something to help with sanity?
no, definitely not a totem, because
No?
that's even more stereotypical with games.
Okay.
I want to do something that's a bit more realistic. I mean, you know, if you're staying in the light, then that's more so like you know that you're safe, so you're less paranoid, less scared,
Is
less
so
frightened
the
of
light the
what
light is
might
your
be able to get you.
friend in this game.
My
Yeah.
one and only offer: a glow stick with googly eyes.
I might honestly make use of glow sticks, though.
And so it's like instead of a flashlight, you could use like temporary glow sticks.
Yeah, there's going to be flashlight, of course. There might be glow sticks. I'm not sure on that yet. But one thing that I do know,
Firecrackers to distract
there's
the
going to
creature.
be there's going to be like the actual lights that you can flick on after you restore the generators.
Okay, I was gonna get to
Which
that
the
too.
generators
Like,
will be more room specific, so you can't
mm.
just flip on one generator and expect it to work for the entire
So
building.
there is no such thing as a main generator. There's only sub generators.
No, there is a main generator, just it's not anywhere close to the area that you start off in. It's going to be in the very, very end. It's in one of the last areas.
Okay, okay,
My
so
reason for that being, there are actually some bosses that you'll encounter in the game, but it's not going to be like an actual boss battle like you'd expect in most games. You're not going to be hitting them trying to do damage like that. You're going to have to do various puzzles. You're going to have to do various other things. You know, it's survival horror. It's not going to be like full on Resident Evil or anything like that. You're going to have to more so run away more of the time, hide. This game's not about being able to fight back.
okay, so it's kind of like an Outlast kind of thing. Like you cannot fight back. You can only hide
Yes.
and use your wits and your brains to, you know, experiment with stuff.
Which this is the part that I took most of my inspiration from Case Animatronics, actually.
Okay.
You'd have to do various, like solve various puzzles in various different ways. And while you're at it, you also have to avoid animatronics or sometimes people. Which I will say, yes, there is going to be some other people in this too, but I'm not going to talk too much about them because that would be spoilers.
True. Okay, so
But
instead of
yeah,
like,
just to kind of go back on topic though, really quick, I just want to say this. Sorry.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there's different sections. There's different sections of the game. It's going to be separated into chapters. We will release the chapters for free, of course, because we can't make money off of fan games. It's going to be whenever we're finished with the chapters, they will be released. Except I feel like I'm not going to release the first chapter until we have at least 2 more done, so that people can get a taste of what the fan game actually is, and not
Right.
just you know, the first bit, so they can actually see if they do like it enough to stick around. The fan game can be found on Game Jolt, actually, if you just look up my username, Skellamage.
Or you can look up the remnants. That also comes up in GameJoy as well.
Yeah, that's more obvious, but I'm saying if you want a bit of an alternative way, you could just look up my profile. It's one of the only games I have on there. I have a lot of plans for this fan game. I've had this idea for a long time. I do hope that in the future, maybe some YouTubers like Fusion Z Gamer or
Fusion Z
Markiplier
Gamer.
could probably play it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to have super high expectations. I mean, I would definitely just die if 8-Bit Ryan played it on like video or something.
I mean, I know
Heart
a
Attack.
YouTuber would probably be Manly Badass Hero. He plays.
Yeah, in
well.
any case, I would love to have just any YouTuber cover it. Which I do have plans that in the future, whenever this fan game does come out, I will be streaming it with Knight. More so, I'm going to be kind of watching from behind as she's playing it herself and stuff, and I'm going to probably have a little bit of fun with some of the jump scares.
You're not gonna go too heavy with the jump scares though.
Well, I will try to make them scary.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna force Knight to, go through areas she doesn't want to. Of course, I will tone it down for people that do want to have it be toned down a little bit. Maybe I could have like a disable sanity meter as well for people that want an easier experience.
Baby mode. It's basically a baby mode.
Yeah, more or less, but I wouldn't call it baby mode. It'd probably be like newbie mode or something like that.
Right.
Wolfenstein Baby Mode gives the main character a binky.
It literally
The
does.
bottom right icons are like a baby with like with a beak, with a bib.
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Around in man diapers.
Yeah, the Wolfenstein one is literally just a man with a bib, a bonnet, and a little binky in his mouth, a little pacifier.
We got a comment saying from Killer Red. What's the name of the game? It's called The Remnants. It's not developed. It's currently in development, but we are discussing of what will be part of it and what could possibly come to it.
There's going to be plenty of content.
Yes. However, I did want to mention this. Even though you did say there will be sections of the game, okay. So what I wanted to ask was, could you at least talk about, on like off spawn, what do you think will be required to do? What will be the first thing on your list other than the tutorial?
Like right when you head into the game, what is
What is the
what
first
you have to
thing?
do?
What is the first thing
Well,
you'll
I
be
will
able to
say-
do?
I will say the tutorial is just the starting section. There's going to be like really no monsters that are going to come after you,
Okay.
other than maybe the shadow animatronics gets sanity meter. But you can disable that, as I've been saying. I'm probably going to include a disable mode.
You could like add like a difficulty section, like easy, normal, and hard mode.
Oh
like
yeah, I could do that.
difficulties.
And maybe depending on which one you do, maybe you could have different stars. That'd be interesting.
I just thought something. Instead of having
Oh, yeah.
an easiness rating,
Oh wait, go ahead, nigga.
I just saw something. Instead of having like easy, normal, hard, you know how a lot of games have that brightness selector to where it tells you,
A slider.
oh yeah,
Gamma?
pick it until it's just visible. Have that be the difficulty rating. The higher the brightness, the
Devilish,
easier it
Seymour.
is.
Oh, that's so like if it was like max
I could do that.
darkness, it could do like hardcore or something or blind mode.
Or what if I actually swapped it around and made the brighter one actually the harder mode and the darker one the easier?
No, because like I
Yeah.
was thinking, because like the brightness, oh, you'd be able to see them easier, so it'd be an easier
Yeah.
game.
I could probably
But
try that.
yeah.
I'll
They
think about it.
also
I'll
they
run
also
it by
replied,
the other devs.
They also replied as well. How much is it gonna cost? It's completely free. It's a fan game. It's entirely free.
Yeah, you can't make money off of playing games. That would be illegal. You'd probably sued for a lot of money.
You'll be sued for
Not exactly looking to get sued.
yeah. The game will be entirely free, according to Skell or Skellimage, as I should refer him as. He did say it will be split into sections for the chapters. Right?
Yeah, although you can go back through in the later chapters. Say chapter 2, you can go back to the area that's in chapter 1, but chapter 1 you can't access the further areas like just normally, because it's gonna. So chapter 1 is just gonna be section 1. Chapter 2 is gonna be section 1 and 2, and then yada yada. It goes section 1, 2, 3.
Right.
You'll be able to backtrack.
Is this going to be
And-
similar to FNAF? I don't remember. Will it be similar to
Well, yeah,
FNAF or no?
This is kind of a Freddy's fan game. It's not going to be similar to the mainline games. It's going to be similar to Case Animatronics, Joy of Creation, and a few other, fan games.
Also,
so
it is going to
basically,
be
yes.
releasing in chapters, but if I remember correctly, you're not trying to pull a bendy and you're going to release like blocks of chapters.
Yes.
Yeah, as I
Right.
said, I'm going to first for the first few chapters. I'm not going to release chapter 1 and then wait and then chapter 2. I'm going to do chapter 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to probably do like 4, 5, 6. Let people get more of a taste of it, you know.
You could, if I can insist, before the game is officially released, maybe like could do something like, an alpha, a beta, and possibly then.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The only thing is that the alphas and the betas, they're not going to be openly public. Those are going to be the ones that I'm going to have other people test. I will have Nightstream the beta. But the alphas and the betas, I'm just going to have the devs mainly and a few people that I select to play through them to see if it's fully stable for the build. And of course, by devs, I don't just mean the people that are coding and doing concept art. I also mean the voice actors are also going to be doing that. And yes, this fan game will be fully voice acted. I will be paying voice actors.
Of course.
That stands not only just for the animatronics, but for the humans too.
You're saying you'd rather have a fully paid professional voice actor's voice than my lovely squeaky voice?
I did say that I would pay you if you did actually want to be involved.
We got another one. They said any kind of digital content, any DLCs.
Well, I do. Well, nothing's going to be paid, but
Of course.
in the future, after the multiplayer comes out, whenever that is, there will be like free downloadable content. Probably, just cosmetic stuff.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. Actually, now I think about it, maybe I won't do it downloadable content. The multiplayer is going to be separate, so I could probably just include everything I want to include into it, all just as one thing.
I was thinking for
That'd
like
be easy enough.
I was thinking for like the betas or betas. I say with an S because I have two ideas. So for the beta, it's gonna start in like it can start in like, and then like start from there and expect what the player will expect what to do, and they have to do something in the after. Does that make sense? Instead of like doing it like from the beginning, we have to do it from like a specific part.
As fun as that sounds like it would be, I did already kind of go over this. The fact that I said the betas, they're not going to be in public hands. The betas and the alphas, I'm just going to have a select few people, as well as the devs, be able to play through it. The only things that are going to be public is going to be like the actual demo. And then once that's out, then I'm also going to have like, chapter 1, 2, and 3 all together, one package. People can get more of a taste of it. And
Right.
I already do have an overall story plan, and it will go through the story, but I'm not going to spoil anything on a podcast. I won't spoil anything on podcast. I will probably give maybe if people do ask on, whenever we do stream and stuff in the future.
Right.
But for now, no spoilers. No spoilers. It's not close to done yet. There's no playable product yet, so no spoilers.
Okay. True.
No hints.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I think I heard somebody.
Fazbear heart attack.
You boys keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, I'm going to be paying a good few professional voice actors. This is going to be fun. It's going to be nice. I do have a few already in mind. I do wonder if I'm going to be able to get some, like, not super well-known ones, but, like, pretty well-known in the FNAF fandom. I could probably get some of those people, maybe, to come over and voice some of the characters. At most, I'm probably going to have one person voice just 2 characters at most. I'm not going to have one person voice every character because, my God, that would be really horrible. I would call that Oblivion Syndrome, because in Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls 4, some people that are like really well versed with it might know that like 80% of the voices are really just like 4 or 5 people. Not fun. Really breaks the immersion for a bunch of people to have same voice.
You could hire Market Pyre and just have him voice all the characters.
I mean, yeah, I could do that. That would be. I might actually see if I could do that and just make a mode called Markiplier mode, where it just replaces every character with his.
You know, he totally would be down with something like that.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Just every jump scare is just him just screaming into the mic, and then just every voice line is just him like speaking and stuff. Even the player would be replaced by Markiplier. It would be amazing.
Because today we're going to be playing Why Am I Still Here?
Oh, that would be amazing. Just whenever you go to like select a difficulty, there's just easy, normal, hard, and the Markiplier.
Markiplier mode is the hardest mode because you can't tell if they're an enemy or not.
Yes, it's all Markiplier.
Oddly realistic.
But yeah, in any case, there's plenty of there's plenty of stuff that I'm going to have planned for this. I've been working on this for years. I've changed a lot of ideas. I've changed the whole concept. I've changed a lot of characters. I've changed the story direction, the continuity. I figured out which parts of the mainline continuity it does follow, but not a lot of the main story is relevant for this fan game. It's going to be an experience that's going to be fresh. It will have a lot of familiar faces in it, a lot of familiar names, but I'm going to be playing it out with my own stories, my own spins. And it's not just going to be my own stories, it's also going to be various other devs. It's going to be fun. A lot of uniqueness. I could say it's a very ambitious fan game. Maybe one day it might even like beat out Joy of Creation if I'm really lucky or something. That's not to say I want it to beat Joy of Creation, but if it were to be that popular, I don't even know what I would do. Probably just hand off the fan game to someone else. Of course, that would be someone else I would trust. I'm not just gonna hand it off to some random person.
Well, yes, I will certainly take your infinite marketability. I mean, fan game.
It would be it would probably be a bit too much for me to handle, like a super popular fan game or super popular game. I would not want to keep holding on to it. That's not to say that I want to get rid of it. I would still be attached to it in some way. Just it would be a lot less stressful for me if I were to have someone else directing it. I could probably come back as like a voice actor, or maybe I could assist with like lore ideas, directions for the story to go. Because in all fairness, I do have a good few of my own characters in there, which I do trust that whoever I would hand it off to would understand the characters. But maybe I could give a bit more direction myself, so it's a bit more truer to the character.
I was just thinking, this is completely unrelated, I'm sorry, but I was just thinking I should live stream Randonautica sometime.
That'd be fun. We should probably do some streams of like Phasmophobia. That'd be awesome.
You know what Randonautica is, right?
Not quite, not off the top of my head.
Say thanks, he just joined the Discord.
Yeah, I see that.
So, wait, did you say you do know what Randonautica is? Sorry,
No, I said I don't off the top of my head.
So basically Randonautica takes quantum points, which are just like randomly generated points on a map, and it divides them up into different reality, which is a weird one. There's a void, which is empty of quantum points, and then there's an attractor, which is bunched up quantum points. That area on the map, and you're supposed to find something of meaning.
Oh. I
I
guess that's something of
personally
meaning.
found it. I personally found a haunted landway